Right, welcome to episode 24, I believe. Yeah, it's episode 24. So yeah, after a short break, I've taken like the whole weekend and most of today off because as you can imagine, I've spent almost 2 months every single day sitting at this computer, coding and figuring stuff out. And I was just like, I was getting worn down and tired from it. So I needed a break. I've got that. I feel much fresher. I feel like, okay, I'm ready to tackle this on. As a recap of what we've done before, I can't remember. I just remember that I had to roll back whatever. As a recap of what we have in the game so far. So this is what the game looks like. Why is the ball spawning there? Unable to get ball reference in do strike. Paddle CS, unable to get ball reference in do strike. Okay, let me sort this out. Alright, so that should work now. I think because inside my game manager I didn't have a reference to the ball spawn point, but it should work now. Yeah, it works now. So this is what we got so far. In terms of hitting and game feel and aiming, it all works. The charging, we've got random hittables being spawned in a random area inside the spawn area. So we got a spawn area around here. And I randomize what hittable gets spawned and I randomize the location of that and I make sure they don't spawn on top of each other or overlap the walls and stuff like that. So that's what we got. As you can see, it works. You can hit it. These square ones are progress hittables. You need to hit them 3 times. So if I hit this one more time, there we go, it's done. This one, that one is a hazard one, so it's supposed to make the paddle smaller. So yeah, that's what we got. The issue that we have still is that, actually, let's keep it running for now. The issue that we have still is that the ball is being spawned there. Oh, I'm lucky that that just happened because that explains it. The ball is being spawned up here. Sometimes hittable gets spawned on or beneath the ball spawn point, right? Now, I could fix this to make it so that the hittables don't spawn it on or below the ball spawn point, and I could also make it so that if the ball has just spawned and it hits a hittable, then what happens is it counts as a strike or whatever. Like I could just dictate all that. The problem is that's not how I want my final game to be. In actuality, when I first conceptualized this game, I wanted the ball to start off at the pivot so that at the beginning of the game and whenever the ball goes out of play, the ball then spawns right at the pivot. The player can move about, aim, and then charge up, and then shoot, and then boom, the ball goes out, and now it's in play, and you can carry on playing. So that's what I want to try to do. That's what I tried to do last time, and having worked all day working on my own solution and not being able to figure it out, and then trying then to use AI to figure a solution, and still it not working out. That's why I had to take a little bit of a break. But after this break, I'm here now, and yeah, I think that's the next step. The next step isn't to fix so that the hittables don't spawn, that the hittables don't spawn on or around the spawn point. The next step is try to make it the ball spawn at the beginning of the game or whenever it goes out. Make it spawn at the paddle. Let the player move about and aim wherever they want to aim the ball. So I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know if it's gonna take me all of today and all of tomorrow, but I have to figure it out. I'm gonna try to do that, and then I'll see if I do it, and and then I'll be able to explain how I did it. And then once we do that, we can move on to visually making the game look good. But that's for after. So let me try to fix this spawn issue out. And then once that's done, I'll explain. Right, so that did quite a lot of work actually there. And I'm kind of shocked at what difference a couple of days rest makes. You gotta understand that like for more or less every single day for like two months straight, every day was just hopping on my PC, coding, hopping on my PC, testing, coding, whatever, filming, editing, and so it was bogging me down. So these 2.5, 3 days rest actually did me wonders. It's not complete, but it's more or less like basically there. So I'll explain what I've done if I can best. So I kind of like compartmentalized it in for okay, who needs to know? Okay, what is this? Let me just call it serve mode, right? What is serve mode? Serve mode is once the ball spawns in, it's in serve mode. You can't do super shot. The ball follows the paddle, the rotation and the movement, and then it's whenever you hit it, it's a normal shot. It can never be a super shot, right? Who needs to know about serve mode? Well, only game manager and ball needs to know, basically, which wasn't in my final code, but like I said, there's still more work to be done. Not completely there. So for game manager, what I've got is this Boolean value in serve mode, right? And we're automatically setting it to true because whenever the game starts, the ball spawns in, you're automatically always in serve mode. And then what we do is it's not in process, it's in physics process. We check, okay, for a normal super shot, check is it currently a super shot, and also check if we are in serve mode. So just making sure that okay, we might get a super shot, but let just double check if it's in serve mode. And then in physics process, we got if in serve mode, current ball dot set held position, paddle get pivot position plus paddle get aim direction times by the ball spawn offset. So what is the ball spawn offset? Ball spawn offset is this value here. Go on, ball spawn offset equals paddle dot get super shot radius plus 1. So to set it like just slightly above the super shot radius. So that's the ball spawn offset to make sure that it follows the paddle aim, but also is slightly above uh, the super shot. It doesn't actually work that way, and I'll explain in a bit. That's why I added all these like safe cases. Then on ball hit, we're just checking. Okay, once the ball is hit, if we are in serve mode, then turn serve mode off. That's fine. In on super shot detected, just check. Okay, if we are in serve mode, then return. and I got this print statement saying supershot detected but currently serving exit method. That's fine. We've got spawn ball now. Serve mode is always turned on for uh, when the ball spawns in, basically. Whenever the ball spawns in, we're in serve mode. So inside spawn ball, we've got in serve mode set to true, and then call set ball to serve mode, right? And we go set ball to serve mode is ball dot hold paddle get position paddle get aim direction times ball spawn offset. The reason why we're doing hot, so I was checking how I was able to hold the ball and make it follow the pivot for the super shot. And I was realizing, okay, for super shot, when it first gets detected, I use ball.hold. And then inside process, I do current ball dot set held position. So I thought, let me just mimic that sort of structure. That when I detect a hit, when I detect that it's serve mode, then we do current ball dot hold, and and then for the physics process we do current ball dot set held position to make sure that it moves with the pivot. That's basically all that we've done. Even just reading it out, I can see places where I can make it better because I do have some problems with it. Second place is ball. We got in serve mode on ready, so when the ball instantiates, we're setting serve mode to true. It will always be in serve mode when it's just in. And then we go here, insert mode. Let's just check what we've done. Apply strike. So for a normal strike, we always call apply strike as opposed to the other one. And then we check, okay, if this is like a guard, if the last strike is not a super shot, and then we're checking if is held, set is held off, because currently it's being held up. So but before the issue I was having was it was being held, the paddle would strike the ball, and it will just stay there. It's because I never toggled this off. Then we apply our strike. Then we check, okay, if we're in serve mode, then toggle it off. And that's what I did with ball. Now in paddle, I also went inside there because I realized a bunch of stuff was happening. So we subscribed to the ball changed. Where is it gone? Game manager dot ball changed on ball changed. So we're subscribing to that event handler. Then on ball change, what we're doing is setting in serve mode. We're setting serve mode to true. We've got a serve mode boolean here as well. And then let's just check everywhere we've done this. So what we do here is when we do our strike, we're doing everything that's normal. Everything is normal, and then at the end we just check, okay, if we're in serve mode, toggle it off. And then what I thought was kind of clever was I realized whenever I'm detecting a super shot inside paddle, it's always coming down to this method here, checking is super shot. And before it was is super shot, it returns the distance less than or equals to super shot radius, right? But now I'm checking, okay, whoever calls is super shot, we're checking, are we in serve mode? If we are, then return false automatically. It can never be a super shot. Else, then return whether or not the distance is less than or equal to super shot radius. So that's what I did, and I realized stuff like get strike info, emit super shot, or ball hit, or inside my do strike, I'm using that like store strike info. No, I'm using get strike info, which always points to is super shot basically. So that's what I've done. And it looks like it worked, but I do have some issues which I'm not sure why. And I'll explain some of my thinking. So you can see here, boom, this is fine. This is all good, right? And we can have a normal super shot if I can There we go. You can get a normal super shot here. Boom. That's fine. Now, before what was happening, if you keep your eye on where the ball is, right? Keep an eye and see that as I move it, it doesn't follow completely true to where it's supposed to be. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe I should look into that as well. But also that means if I'm aiming there and I keep pushing, or aim there and keep pushing, then what happens is it actually pushes the ball slowly into the super shot radius zone, which is fine for like, you're not gonna be able to push it out of the wedge. So then that's why inside whether I'm detecting whether it's super shot or not, I'm checking. Oh, okay. If we're in serve mode, then it can never be a super shot, so always return false. So now if I push it into the super shot zone and hit, it's still a normal shot. And then we can, if okay. I hate the fact that I get all these hazard hitables, and you see there. So sometimes the ball goes out, I hit it, and it just comes back basically. So that's a normal super shot. You can see that works. So let's try, because the thing is, this bug is like very hard to recreate. See that there? And that there. So it's like very tiny edge cases. When I just like really try to test like trying to get a super shot naturally, um, it doesn't work. But more or less it works, right? And I don't know how to fix that. This was because I think this was when I was playing around. I actually managed to push the ball out, which I can fix quite easily, to be honest. But if you saw there, so a couple of things. Now I'm just spitballing off the top of my brain. In order to fix this, because it's still a bit janky, I need to see why is it that the ball is slightly lagging behind, and whether I can do anything about that. Anyways, I need to what was it? Oh, one of the issues is my ball spawn point is up there. So whenever the ball is spawning, it's being, you could see for a split second the ball is up there and then gets put down there. So maybe if I make the ball spawn point just track it and just keep the ball held onto the spawn point, maybe that will fix the issue. And another thing, this is a bit messy because I've got three in serve mode things going on inside three different scripts, all checking its own sort of in serve mode. I think what would be better is if we're in serve mode, emit a signal from game manager, allow all these to pick it up, and then when in serve mode is ended, emit another signal saying it's ended, uh, emit another signal saying it's ended, and then these scripts can pick that up as well. So we could do that as well, but then an issue with that is I still need to like calculate this stuff for super shot radius and making sure it's not picking up a super shot. One way that I was gonna do it, which I didn't get around to because I was weaving into a different area, is I was gonna do it here on super shot detected. If inside game manager we are in serve mode, what I was gonna do here was just reroute it onto my existing on ball hit method and just be like, okay, the ball's been hit, reroute it to on ball hit. Well, that wouldn't work because on ball hit isn't the one applying the strike. So with super shot in my game manager, that is the thing that's applying the super shot. Whereas on ball hit isn't actually applying the strike. Is calling Paddle is calling ball and telling ball apply the strike, which is what makes it really messy, really difficult. I am gonna end it here. I feel like I've done a lot. I feel very refreshed and really motivated to carry this on. Though, like I said, I was just spitballing. So, in terms of a quick recap, I did manage to get it somewhat working. We do have those edge case bugs and slight desync with in terms of holding the ball um, at the position at the pivot, and it's slightly deviating from where it's supposed to be. And in terms of next steps, I want to fix this ball spawn point thing because it is showing for a split second that the ball is at the spawn point and then quickly dragging it there, which I feel like might fix an issue that I'm not aware of. Um, and then beyond that, also I want to see if there's a better way I can like route all of this together and weave it together because there is some slight, like I said, issues with edge cases where the ball looks like it's gone out of play. It's spawned, it's spawned in, but then I've done a hit and it's like just decided to cancel that and just hit the ball instead. So yeah, it's not the final code, but it still needs to be worked on. But this is good. It's a good first step in the. It's a good first step in the right direction. So I'm happy with what I got, and yeah, that's for tomorrow. That's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'm gonna get this all edited and uploaded, and yeah, goodbye.